The fundamental reality is that since 2019, despite all the concessions that the finance minister gave to corporate India, the Indian economy is being run by public capital investment. And that's why if you look at the profile, the public capital expenditure or public capex has increased every year from 2019 onwards. It is understandable that for a few years there was a setback because of COVID-19. Yes. But fundamentally, private investment is not kicking in. And till the time private investment does not fire the engines of the Indian economy, all these figures that will be trumped out by the government, they are really meaningless. There is a severe unemployment crisis on the ground. There is inflation in food items which is impacting ordinary people. By changing benchmarks or by changing goalposts, if data is being dressed up to present a rosy picture, that is not the picture of the Indian economy. The fundamental thing is that private capital expenditure, which is essential to fire the engines of any economy, has not kicked in the last 6 years.
Sir, in Gujarat, Gandhi slammed the ECI and also questions on SIR.
Well, the honorable leader of the opposition, Shri Rahul Gandhi, is absolutely correct. When the debate in Parliament on electoral reforms, which was primarily a debate on the SIR, took place, I had led that debate on behalf of the opposition benches, and I had raised a fundamental question which has not been answered till now, that from where does the Election Commission draw the constitutional or legal authority to conduct a pan-India or a nationwide or a statewide SIR. In fact, neither is that authority there in the Constitution of India, nor is it there in the Representation of People's Act. The Representation of People's Act speaks of constituency level micro interventions in order to correct aberrations. Now the justification of the Election Commission is that SIRs have been conducted earlier also. And as I had pointed out in Parliament, multiple wrongs don't make a right. And this is the fundamental question which even the Supreme Court should adjudicate on priority. Does the Election Commission of India have the constitutional or the legal mandate to conduct an SIR? In my respectful opinion and in my reading of the law and the Constitution, it does not have that authority.
Sir, what's your reaction about the Bangladesh Hindus that died? And even today, the news came out from the Bangladesh that the one Hindu died.
The fundamental question is that India has a Neighbourhood First policy. Do any of India's neighbours have an India First policy? I think that is the fundamental question which every strategic thinker, whether in government or outside, needs to answer. Pakistan is a different kettle of fish altogether. Pakistan will never mend its ways primarily because it is a military which owns a state rather than a state having a military, and that has implications in terms of the cross-border terrorism that they have been perpetrating. But insofar as in rest of India's neighbours are concerned, it is fundamentally important to go back to the drawing board and answer this question for ourselves, that while we have a Neighbourhood First policy, why doesn't any of India's neighbours have an India First policy?